Hey guys, what's up? It's Mel here, and today I want to talk to you guys about my YouTube/video production journey and how I got to where I am today. The main reason is because last month was actually my 10-year anniversary on YouTube, and just thinking back on how much has happened within that 10 years is pretty crazy. I think a lot of times in life we tend to look at how far we still have to go instead of recognizing how far we've come. Even for you guys, hopefully this video will inspire or remind you to look at your own accomplishments and don't put yourself down, because all of us have come a long way since the beginning and there's still so much more to do. Anyways, this is my journey and where it all began. So flashback to like 10 years ago. It all began in the spring of 2008 when my cousin Wilson linked me to a MapleStory animation simulator known as Bandstory. And before this, I'd been playing MapleStory for over 2 years, and I used to watch a lot of MapleStory animations and MMVs on YouTube. But yeah, I was just really inspired by the entire community and how everyone used to watch each other and like push themselves to grow. I was never one of like the top animators in the YouTube community, but I had a lot of fun just writing my own stories and seeing it come to life. And I remember back then I used to watch a lot of video editing tutorials when I got back home from school, and I get really excited to see how I can incorporate those new techniques into future videos. I feel like back then I never really understood the impact of my work until one day a viewer commented on one of my videos. It was called "If You Like Someone, Tell Them," and they wrote something along the lines of, "Hey, thank you so much for making this video. It gave me the courage to confess to the girl I liked, and now we're dating because of it." I remember at that moment my eyes went like poof, and I was just like super excited, jumped off my seat and yelled across the house to my sisters saying like, "Yo, my video helps a couple get together." And from that moment on, I was really motivated and inspired to continue creating videos. So that day was a really memorable milestone to me. I think the next one I had was in grade 7 when my teacher, Mr. Benner, asked me to make a Remembrance Day video for the entire school. And after it was shown in an assembly in front of like the whole school, whatever, I remember my French teacher, Madame Chef, came up to me and told me how she had been bawling her eyes out. And yeah, it was just like, whoa, I didn't know that I had the power to do this. And again, I was just inspired to keep creating and making content that would move people. So fast forward through all the elementary school years, and whenever we had a video project, I remember my eyes would always light up and I'd get super excited and all these ideas would like flow to my mind. And I think I was just really lucky to always have supportive group mates that would let me take on the leadership role. And yeah, I just really enjoyed directing and writing. So from 2008 to 2010, that's when I started making MapleStory animations the most. I think I made around 50 to 100 videos within those 2 years, and in 2010, I graduated from Central Park Public School with a technology award. And then going into high school, I had a pretty clear idea on wanting to turn my video editing hobby into a future profession. In high school, I started getting really busy and I didn't really have a lot of time to make MapleStory animations anymore because I was focusing more on developing my filmmaking skills. I ended up taking a lot of CommTech courses, did co-op at a video production studio, and in 2013, I submitted my first film to a film festival. It was the York Region Multimedia Film Festival, and I ended up winning second place for Best Documentary. Soon after, I got into wedding videography. At that time, I actually didn't know much about DSLR filmmaking. I did a lot of video editing, but yeah, the boss was really nice to take me in and train me and kind of like give me a chance. So I was 17 when I first started that wedding job, and I remember I had to like give up a lot of weekends because that's when weddings usually are. I was a little sad because I felt like I was missing out on a lot of social events in the summer and stuff, but then at the same time I felt like this was what I had to do to like get ahead and push myself. So going backwards a bit, in 2014, that's when I graduated from Markville Secondary School, and I did some like SHISM program in information communications technology and graduated with some like Henry's post-secondary school scholarship. And then I went to study at Ryerson University for media production. So in 2015, after my first year of university, I just randomly decided to pick up MapleStory again because I was bored, and I was genuinely surprised by all these changes and thought that, you know what, like this would be a really fun video to make. I always knew that public speaking was something that I wanted to improve, and I've always been good behind the camera, but not really in front. So I thought vlogging would be like the perfect opportunity to help me improve those skills. So I spent the most of that summer just creating MapleStory videos, but then when school started again, I got really busy because I was a part of the Ryerson varsity badminton team, and we'd have training like 3 times a week and on top of other work stuff. In the summer of 2016, I continued to make MapleStory videos while shooting like 30 to 40 weddings that summer because I was saving up money to go on exchange. So before all that, making MapleStory videos was just for fun. But then I started to take it more seriously when MapleStory actually reached out to me And I remember in December 2016, that's when I was invited to participate in the private test server for MapleStory's V update. That's where I also got to meet a lot of the other MapleStory content creators, which was a lot of fun. In January 2017, that's when I flew to Hong Kong for an exchange program. I was gone for like half a year, but I was vlogging my entire trip and spending time editing those into travel vlogs. And then in May 2017, when I went to Singapore for the first time, that was actually when my whole perspective of YouTube kind of changed. It was just really eye-opening for me to be able to meet my fans in real life, and just the fact that I was in a foreign country but was welcomed by so many people was really heartwarming. After I returned back to Canada from my whole Asia trip, I went back to my regular routine of shooting weddings and working on YouTube videos on the side. Okay, moving on, September 2017, that was the beginning of my last year of university. And it was probably the busiest one yet because that semester, from like September to December, was when we had to create our practicum thesis project. I worked as a cinematographer for a docudrama called Foxy, and we didn't expect it, but we ended up making an hour-length movie. We had a really small crew of people, almost 30 shoot days, and just like cramming this entire movie production into the span of a semester was really hard. But it was definitely one of the most rewarding projects I've ever worked on, and I got to meet and work with a lot of talented people. Our film was also nominated for Best Cinematography and Best Practicum in Media Production, which was really awesome because we all put a lot of work into it, and it was just nice seeing our film be recognized. Alright, so January 2018, that was the beginning of my last semester of university. And we had to complete an internship as part of our course requirement. I was working in television development and production. And to be honest, after working there, I kind of discovered that I don't really want to do TV because it just wasn't for me. And then of course, April, that's when I was invited to attend the MapleStory Festival with all the other content creators and getting to meet more people from the Nexon team, which was super surreal. And if you guys have seen my MapleStory Fest vlogs, then you know what I'm talking about. With everything that's happened in the past few years, it just really motivates me to continue to work harder, and I really want to push myself to do better. Alright, so this is the end of my 10-year journey video, I guess. I think those are like the main points I want to talk about, or the main milestones that really shaped me into who I am today as a videographer, filmmaker, or YouTuber, whatever. I don't plan on getting a full-time job anytime soon. I'm mainly just gonna focus on weddings on the weekends and then YouTube on the weekdays. Twitch I'm still trying to like ease into because live streaming is not really my thing, but I do find it fun when I get to sit down and chat with you guys, and yeah, definitely a work in progress. I'm trying to figure everything out on my own. It's kind of hard when you don't have like a mentor, but hopefully you guys will stick around and see where the next 10 years will take me, which I'm really excited for because the future is unpredictable, and I once heard that the best way to predict your future is to create it for yourself. So to wrap it all up, I just want to give a sincere thank yous to each and every one of you who have watched my video, left a comment, given a thumbs up, donated to my Patreon, subscribed, or sent me a direct message to encourage me. If you guys don't know, I read every single comment and I really appreciate all the kind of words you guys have said. You are the ones who keep me going and wanting to improve and push myself to create better content for the both of us. And yeah, just thank you so much for always supporting and believing my work. I promise I'll work harder in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!